What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching Ragin Nation Mail. Ragin Nation Mail is where I open up the mail from the Ragin Nation. This is episode number 82, and what I got here is a letter from Mika Grune, from Hawaii. That's pretty cool to receive a letter from Hawaii, because actually Hawaii is one of my favorite places to vacation to. And I had a lot of fun in Hawaii like earlier this year, and I cannot wait to go back. Okay, dear Alex Yu, my name is Mika Grune from the island of Oahu, and I have 5 questions that I would like to ask. What is your favorite Transformers character in the whole Transformers trilogy? Sideswipe. What is the best store to get TF4 toys? Ages3andup.com. Have you ever heard TF5 is coming in 2016 summer? I heard that. Which death scene hurt you the most? Which death scene hurt me the most? You know what? I'm gonna have to say that Q's death scene in Dark of the Moon hurt me the most. It wasn't Ironhide, it wasn't Jazz, it wasn't when Optimus Prime died in Revenge of the Fallen. I felt that Q, who isn't really a fighter, he was really just kind of he was, in some ways, he was almost begging for his life, and you know, he wasn't combative, he wasn't combatant, or combative, and I think that one was the most hurtful to me. Like sad, because the music was really sad, and you just felt that you know, he just wanted to, he was peaceful, he was being peaceful, but yet he got executed, so that was pretty sad. Which Autobot was the best one so far? Well, that's a question that is quite complicated to answer, because when you ask which one's the best, it really depends on how you define the best. Okay, so I mean, if I would have to say which one's the best in terms of who's the best Autobot, I'm still gonna have to say Sideswipe, because he is my favorite. He's got a great vehicle mode. He also got a cool weapon system. You know, he's got the guns, or the cannons, he's got the blades, and of course the way he rolls around is using his rollerblades. Very, very cool. Thank you for reading this. Sincerely, Mika Grune. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, this is cool. Look at this. What's wrong with you humans? That's Ratchet right before he was gonna get owned by Lockdown's face cannon. Look at that. Really great drawing. Very detailed. Oh man, there's the missile right there. Oh man, that was the blow to the face. Oh man, that's a pretty awesome drawing. So thanks a lot, Micah. This one is from Kobe Rusa from Washington. Okay, let's see what's in store for me. Okay, first class mail. Okay, here we go. We have this nice brown paper.
Dear Alex Yu, my name is Kobe. I'm 16 and a huge fan of yours. I love your reaction videos, especially on the Dinobots TV spot for Transformers 4. Obviously, it would be very cool to have you write me back if possible. I hope you get this letter. Have a good day and prepare to roll out with the Autobots June 27th. Peace, Alex Kobe.
Here is the Transformers Age of Extinction Autobots logo. Very, very cool. Thanks a lot, Kobe. And I will open the next letter, and this is from Reggie Banks from Virginia. Alrighty, here we go. This is very cool. I love reading mail because I got an episode called Ragin Nation Mail. We are on episode 82. Alright, here we go. This is a typed letter. Whoa. Holy cow. This is, woo. This is, wow. This is a 4-page letter, and I'm gonna read this, all 4 pages, to honor the Ragin Nation.
Dear Alex, you of the Ragin Nation, first I would like to say I've been following your series for Transformers 4 movie since you started. I've been a Transformers fan since a child and enjoy watching live-action animated series. I've dabbled into a few of the comics, but must admit that I do not indulge with the toy line. With that being said, I would like to discuss a review of the recent Transformers live-action film Age of Extinction, as well as provide my own. Also, I will detail what I would like to see in the next film and what needs to be in the next sequel. Part 1 of your review was pretty solid and spot on. I agree that having beloved Autobot being mercilessly hunted and assassinated brought emotional depth towards the viewer and on-screen characters. Same being with Leadfoot, although not so dramatic. Lockdown is one of the better villains portrayed in the entire live-action series. His demeanor, dialogue, tactics made him a more edgy and dangerous opponent than the previous villains. I believe the fact that Galvatron was only teased was to place emphasis on Lockdown's character as the villains, to also highlight that he was a bounty hunter sent by his employers. The biological mechanical creators will be the dark shadow of evil in the sequel and possibly into the 6th film. Part 2 of your review is where we may disagree on some points. The robot interaction was welcoming addition and added more personality to Transformers, making it seem more than just robots, or as Stanley Tucci's character so eloquently put, technology. Bumblebee's voice box is still defective. Having to resort to radio broadcast for speech may have lost some of its charm, but in no way should he be given a voice. Bumblebee can already communicate what he wants, needs, and appropriately if given a voice. If the live-action film, you would have to worry about who to play the voice, how he would communicate with the new voice, how would voice box be fixed, and is the audience ready for that change? I believe Bumblebee would lose more of his charm if given a voice. Next, cinematic convenience. Could the scene where the Autobots were sneaking onto lockdown ship be undetected be an example of cinematic convenience? Perhaps not so much as Prime flying into the space at the end of the movie. However, watching that scene gave me the impression that Cade and Shane were searching for Tessa in the main ship, where lockdown was on the bridge, and the minions wherever they are at, the Autobots seem to be accessing the trophy ship or the ship where lockdown's trophy room is located. Honestly, I think the only Autobot that should have been caught in a firefight with lockdown's minions is Bumblebee, since he helped the humans get off the ship. As for the drones on the ship, I do not believe that Decepticon or that the Decepticons built them. They are Cybertronian drones, as is the ship, since Lockdown himself stated that he commandeered it. In every sci-fi movie involving major battles with ships, the mothership usually has smaller ships like fighters or drones whose job is to protect the mothership or be used in a tactical asset. As far as the humans trying to escape with the seed from the big city and seem to be going deeper, all I can say is that the humans, except Li Bingbing, may not know where to go nor took the time to use their GPS to search for a way out. They were in a stressful predicament, already carrying a tactical nuke and being surrounded by about 50 vehicons, outnumbered and surrounded. I'm sure the humans had to detour often. Dinobots. Did they seem overpowered? Yes, they ran through the vehicons like Devastation Parade, but I think that was appropriate considering the Dinobots in the cartoon are heavyweights, even called upon to face Devastator in 1986 film. Having one Dinobot as opposed to all four, since they are overpowered, is like having only Leonardo and not the other turtles. I do agree that the Dinobots weren't given complete justice. I would have loved to see them in robot mode wreaking havoc. I sincerely hope we get to see this in the future sequels. Finger crossed. Was Strafe saving Bumblebee a Michael Bay movement? Possibly. However, Strafe did come and assist Bumblebee, who appeared to have been jumped by Stinger and some surrounding vehicons while trying to gracefully exit. Stinger was persistent in trying to take out Bumblebee and Strafe. Part 3. Almost done, I promise. The way that the vehicons transform had to be different since they are man-made and programmed. That the way that Michael Bay went with the transformium molecules dispersing and combining in another area was not the best idea, but I thought it was sufficient. Did it give the vehicons as an advantage seem overpowered? Perhaps. All is fair in love and war. Part of Hasbro's ascension is to face tough enemies who may seem advantageous or overpowered, and almost reminded me of the original original Terminator facing off against its upgrade. The Transformers have a regenerative ability as mentioned in the first film, although the extent of their regenerative abilities have not been discussed. After Cade assisted Optimus in some repairs, couldn't his regenerative abilities kicked in up to the point to where he scanned a new truck? It's not like he upgraded immediately or something after he was shot. The jetpack at the end didn't make me raise a brow. I thought it would have been more fitting if he transformed to the same form that he came to Earth in the first film and then launched. But of course, the little speech at the end where Prime is flying off stating he was coming for the creators would not have looked as cool, but weird nonetheless. What's needed in the next sequel? Number 1. Femme Fatale. There is plenty of female baddies in the Transformers universe. Where are they being presented in the live-action series? Possibly another third-party bounty hunter sent by the creators that operates all on her own. No minions. 2. Galvatron has his movement, and when it happens, it actually needs to give the feeling of dread and impending doom. Also, Galvatron needs to interact with subordinates like tyrannical leader often does, imposing fear through violence. He needs to be sinister and brutal. Number 3, better minions. Enough of the large group on no-name minions that are there to be killed off. There should be only a few, but there needs to be Decepticons that are portrayed with evil personalities and bad attitudes. They need to interact the way the Autobots were portrayed interacting in Age of Extinction and last longer than a single movie. Number 4, Drift and Crosshairs need to have a better moment. I would like to see Crosshairs being more of a marksman using a diverse array of weapons, particularly a sniper rifle. I would also like to see Drift in more melee combat sequences, perhaps a stealth mission. Number 5, Dinobots transform and kick ass. Number 6, Autobot death. Seems to be a hot issue with some fans. They don't like to see their favorite characters pass, and they shouldn't. But it is war, and Autobots would be seen as overpowered if they never lost someone. And no one cares if some B-rated Autobot were to be killed off, so it has to be someone that is likable. Instead of killing off another beloved Autobot, I would offer to have one heavily wounded or succumb to some paralyzing Cybertronian disease that puts that character out of the picture until late, middle, or end of the movie. That way, their seemingly impending death puts a time constraint on the Autobots to get a solution and puts the fans on the edge of their seat wondering if that that character will pass away or get saved. What I would like to see, a foe worthy enough to go toe-to-toe with the Dinobots, I vote Menasor and Bruticus. I would also like to see Drift's triple changing ability shown and to be the most advantageous in battle. For example, a giant Decepticon is awakened from the depths of the ocean. Before it surfaces, it stands up an aircraft carrier several miles above it. On the surface of the water, an identical aircraft carrier springs up out of the ocean and begins firing upon the actual carrier until it's destroyed. Much later, Drift is seen flying across the water to the carrier, dodging the anti-air weapons on the Decepticon carrier. When he reaches within the distance, he transforms Mitter into his alternate Bugatti form and races down the landing strip towards enemies on the other end. He then transforms again into robot mode and then dispatches the group with a whirlwind of blade attacks and finally brutally finishing the last opponent, retrieving an item from the lifeless heap of a Decepticon. He transforms once more into flight mode and escapes. The carrier then bellows a deep roar and begins to transform into a monstrous giant and makes its way toward land after Drift. I would like to see what came about remaining Autobots, sideswipe rest of the records, Dino, etc. I would love to see a scene of the Dinobots in robot modes wielding their weapons. I absolutely love the scene in Dark of the Moon at the beginning where the Ark is escaping and you get a sense of how the war on Cybertron was on Cybertron. I need some more of that. Since Lockdown is dead, I think it would be cool if Galvatron assimilated parts of Lockdown into his form, giving him Lockdown's gun face and original transformation sequence, not the Transformium transformation. I would also like to see Galvatron assume control of Lockdown's ship and his minions, by force of course, and he uses it to travel after Optimus, whereupon he meets Unicron in space, bum bum bum. For Crosshairs, I would like to see him wielding a really badass pistol, and like Vashta Stampede in Trigun, where he aims his weapon for a long-range shot, his arm transforms and combines with the pistol to create a powerful single-shot or semi-automatic rifle. I would like to see some more original alt modes for the Transformers. Most of the new characters were sports cars, and I really liked Hound's alt mode. I would like to see something like a Formula 1 racing vehicle in a new jet/helicopter, a vintage car from a car show, etc. I like how they blended elements of China into the film, really gave it a cultural aspect, unlike ROTF, where the characters were in Egypt, but they didn't really act with the locale. A scene in the jungles of South America or the safari in Africa would be nice, or possibly some scenes in Europe. Personal review, the music was great, the score was moving, and the song at the very beginning was very appropriate. It sounded like country blues and really set the tone. Imagine Dragons did great with the song for the final battle with Lockdown. The CGI and the detail was amazing. They need to hire the same studio for the rest of the sequels. IMAX3D was on point. I felt like the debris of the weather effects were really floating in front of me. Well done, Michael Bay, and all of this on a $160 million budget. The storyline is a little different than what I was expecting, but I like it. The fact that they will possibly bring in the Quintessence is actually exciting to me. However, the movie was rather lengthy. I wanted to see more from the Dinobots, Drift, and Crosshairs, and I don't believe they portrayed Galvatron to be the tyrannical leader that he is. This movie reaches an 8 out of 10 from me, with my recommendation to see it in the theaters, especially in IMAX 3D. I've seen it twice already, and we'll see it a third time with my girlfriend, and I will pre-order for Blu-ray as soon as possible. Closing note, all in all, I enjoy most of your videos and look forward to your series for the next installment of the Transformers franchise. Best regards, Reggie Banks.
Woo-wee! Wow, thank you, Reggie, for taking the time to really let me know your thoughts and feelings about my thoughts and feelings of the movie, and also your thoughts and feelings about the movie as a whole. And I really appreciate your suggestions for the next movie. A lot of the things that you want for the next film is something that I agree with. I would like to see these things. I would like to see, more of what's at stake. I mean, more about how the villains are. More personalities. Essentially, that's what we're really looking for. More personalities, and not just characters that are just there. Not even minions that are just there. Not characters that are just there for the sake of being there. They need to be there to be. And when they're there, they need to be substantial characters. That's what we're missing. Essentially, what you're trying to say is that we need to see substantial characters, and that's still not something that we ended up getting. I mean, sure, Lockdown was a substantial character, but everybody else, honestly speaking, they're just there. Like Dinobots are just there. They're a fan service. And anyways, thanks a lot, Reggie Banks. I really appreciate that. And I am going to open this one next. And this is from Isaiah from Arkansas. And it is a letter in a letter. It's like letterception, envelopeception, a letter within a letter within a letter. So here we go. Okay, there we go. Still trying to open this. My knife is not very sharp. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go.
Hello, Alex Yu. This is Bumblebee. I've been a big fan since I saw your video on the DOTM trailer. It was very funny how you sat there. Anyway, do you believe that if the Dinobots were found by the Decepticons, that Earth would be doomed. Thank you for viewing this. Bumblebee out. P.S. Grimlock drawing.
Yeah, definitely. If the Decepticons ended up controlling the Dinobots, Earth will be doomed. Here's Grimlock, and he looks great. Look at that. That's a sweet-looking Grimlock drawing. Good job. Wow, Bumblebee, you really drew a good version of Grimlock. You must have spent a lot of time really studying how Grimlock looks, so that's why you were able to do a good job drawing Grimlock. All right, so the final letter, or rather package, is something that comes in a big box like this, so I'm going to open this. Woo, I have finally opened this box.
Sorry for the package. It was a PC package, and I don't want the post to see this.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So, here we go.
Ragin Nation rules!
So there's a lot of paper here. A lot of paper. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, look! It's Lara Croft! It's a statue of Lara Croft. Very, very cool. Tomb Raider. Very, very awesome. Alright, here we go. That's pretty cool. I've never had any Tomb Raider figures before, but Tomb Raider is a really sweet game. I played it, and I played the original, and it's a lot of fun. And Tomb Raider is actually a pretty sweet series. Okay, what else we got in here? Okay, let's read this letter. Wow. Okay.
Hello back, Alex! Remember me? I sent you once a letter with a sideswipe portrait drawing and 2 postcards from Revenge of the Fallen, which were in French.
Oh, yeah.
In French?
Yep.
Today I send you this letter just to thank you again and again for the work you are doing for all of us Transformers fans and non-Transformers fans. I mean all other universe that we can see in your Ragin Run Reviews channel. Keep doing this, dude, because you entertain us. Well, you entertain me. All your videos are very, very pleasant to watch. TF4 Talks, Road to TF5, Ragin Nation Mail, etc. Every single video you post. I watched it at the really first moment I see it's online. I really love what you do. I soon ordered a VIP member pass, and I'm very glad of it. Can't wait to receive the badge itself with your personal message on. I'm very glad and proud to be part of the Ragin Nation family because, yes, I guess we are all a giant family.
Yes, we are. As a matter of fact, the Ragin Nation and all the members, we are one big family, and I love it. I love that we are a community, and it took a number of years to build, but we are a community. All right.
And I asked you on Twitter, what was your shirt size, and you answered me small. I asked this because of the gift I sent you this time. This was made entirely from myself and dedicated to yourself. I really hope you like it. I took an M size because it was the only shirt I could find, but it fits body, so I think it's going to look awesome on you. I really hope you'll wear it on some videos. It would really touch me and show me that I haven't done that for nothing. Aha! Washing instructions are with the shirt package. Finally, I would really, really appreciate if you could do a shout out to me and my YouTube channel. I make TF stop motions. My last one is Shockwave's Death from Dark of the Moon. It's fully on green screen, and I really work hard on it. I plan to do Dinobot Charge from Age of Extinction. I just would love if you could check them and maybe subscribe. If you could, it would mean a lot to me. Ha ha ha! Or at least a simple comment would make my day. The link is www.youtube.com/Quentin77340.
Okay.
That's Quentin77340, but I'm better known as Stop Motion Films Productions. Well, I really hope you're gonna love this letter and gift. I made it with love. Ha ha ha. See you again very soon, Alex. Keep doing, and thanks again. Yours sincerely, Quentin Juan. I also gave you some more RLTF postcards if you want to offer some to members with giveaways, etc. Also, again, I gave you a Marvel comic. It's in French, but it's cool. Ha ha ha. And at last, a collector figure. I hope you will like it.
I do like it. Lara Croft is cool. And let's see what else we got in here. There's a lot of stuff. Here are those a Revenge of the Fallen postcards, and they're in French. We got Starscream here. We got Starscream again. We got Starscream again. And we also got Bumblebee. Okay, alright, cool. Check that out. The 3 of each, I'm going to make some of these available for Ragin Nation giveaways, as Quentin has requested. And, Avengers comic. It's in French, but still, that's very cool. Oh, I'm liking the artwork. This is pretty sick artwork. Check that out. We got Avengers with the Fantastic Four in there. Very, very cool. Okay, what else we got here? We have a t-shirt. We got a t-shirt. Okay, let's open this up. We got a t-shirt. Okay. Whoa! it's literally a Ragin Nation t-shirt. Check that out. Of course I'm gonna wear this. I would love to wear this. Check that out. That is awesome. That's awesome, Quentin. Thanks a lot for making the t-shirt, the Lara Croft statue, and the comic book, and also the postcards. Thank you very much, and thank you to everybody else who contributed to this episode of Ragin Nation Mail. This is a pretty big episode. We opened a lot of stuff, and we got a big package here. And once again, thank you very much to everybody. And there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. Stay tuned for more episodes of TF4 Talk and also the road to TF5 because there's more episodes coming. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Showing you guys what I was shown. Okay? And what we have here is the kill cards. The kill cards.